Hey guys, thank you for visiting my channel today. And today we're going to have a static spins tutorial. So I'm going to give you 4 static spins, teach you how to do them, how to make them look really nice and dynamic, and then we're going to try to put all of the spins together in one short combination, okay? So this is for basically all levels of students because the spins are safe with both hands, and I will provide an easier alternative for one of the spin that might seem a little bit difficult for a beginner level. So if you're a beginner level, feel free to do this tutorial as well. Just make sure you're warm and ready before you start to do these spins, okay? Now let me show you all the combination together with all of the 4 spins, starting with the front hook, with the swing, with the reverse, fireman kick, into your back hook. Yes, so these are all of the spins. So we're gonna start with the first spin, which is the front hook spin. I like to do the spin with a swing, so I'm not focusing so much with the hook, I'm more focusing with creating a nice full range of motion swing, like a full circle around the pole with your outside leg, okay? So stand on your toes, take your inside arm high, lower arm can be used, or if you feel strong enough, you can do the spin with one arm as well. So I'm gonna hook the inside leg, and as you can see, I'm not trying to hook it, I'm not trying to hold it. This foot is just boom. You don't try to squeeze the pole with it, okay? That's the main thing. You don't focus on this hook. Focus that you're starting to push your hips forward, starting to create the fall right away with the other leg, creating the spin. And therefore you will land naturally on your inside leg, which is the hooking leg. Otherwise, if you start here, the spin does not create. You will want to land on that swinging leg, which is the left. But I want you to land on that inside leg, which is the hook leg. And if the leg will create a full circle around the pole, you will see that you want to land, and then only the spin of the foot, the swing around, stops. So you don't want to break this movement around the pole. You want to move along with it, okay? So therefore, all you need to do is when you start the spin, as you can see, I'm pushing myself forward on my toes, starting to fall, and then swing. Yes. And so to create a little bit more powerful, I'm pushing away from the foot a little bit right before the foot starts lift up from the floor. So right away before the swing starts, I'm pushing and then the swing. Okay, straight leg, circle around the pole and try to land on your inside leg. Boom, around on your inside leg, extend. So I'm landing on my toes and I'm landing in my plie, and once the leg finishes the circle, I extend and you will make a step here, okay? Which seems very logical. If you land on your inside leg, this leg moves forward and it wants to create a step forward, okay? So let's do this once more. Inside arm high, move yourself a little bit away from the pole, okay? Do not move too close, it will be more difficult for you to create a nice good momentum, okay? Leg is low, start to move forward. Little bit of a push from the outside leg and full circle around the pole. And you can see I landed and only then the leg finished the circle. Maintain your posture, okay, and trust the momentum. If you feel like the momentum is quite not happening yet, it probably because you start from a position where your butt is here. Otherwise you have to start when it's already here. You have to move your hips forward, push, and then everything will happen naturally. Hips forward, okay, right before the spin. It doesn't happen like this, it will not create a good momentum if you start your butt here, and then only the spin creates. It will not feel as natural as if the hips are in front and then you start to spin. Okay? So the next spin in our schedule today is the reverse spin. I'm not sure if it's called like that, but I call it the reverse spin because we take the twisted grip and we spin with our back. So it is not the official name of the spin, okay? So in the reverse spin, once you're starting to learn it, I always suggest my students to take the lower arm first on the pole. And to make sure it's quite low and that you already have a distance. You don't want to start to spin here. Take the lower arm and boom, push your weight a little bit on that arm already. I'm a little bit diagonal right now already, okay? The lower arm is in this position, not in this, in front of the pole, like this, okay? And only then, once this has happened, I grab my upper arm in a twisted grip. Why is that? Why I'm doing like this? Because if you start too close to the pole, or even a little bit behind the pole, once you're going to take your twisted grip, it might not feel very comfortable for your shoulder. You want to grab the pole once the shoulder is already open and the chest is going towards the shoulder, like you're opening your chest as well. Everything is happening naturally and in balance, so you don't feel any pain. If you're trying to hook the pole like this, then turn your arm and then squeeze your chest out, it might not feel comfortable, first of all. Second of all, you will not feel the pull. The upper arm is pulling, well, it's holding you, but it's kind of pulling to hold you. So, and the lower arm is the distance arm that's keeping the distance from the pole. So therefore, I always suggest here, my right boob is already looking up. I'm not here. I'm already opening here, and boom, and only when I turn my shoulder out, I look at the pole and grab the pole and see what a wide, nice position I have here. It feels natural. I don't feel that I'm breaking my shoulder or anything. Good distance from the pole. Rather than here, you want to start here. Okay? Next thing about this is to actually feel engagement in your grip. Shoulders engaged, okay? Make sure you maintain that distance once, otherwise then you go the grip and then you move closer to the pole to grab the pole better. Trust me, it holds good. Even if you feel that this pointing finger is not wrapping around the pole quite well, it's still there. You're still holding with all of these fingers, and once you will start to spin, this pointing finger will wrap around the pole and it will hold you. So, but there's always a but. You do not want to start your spin with swinging backward, like making I said this wrong. You want to start your spin with creating a circle. Like in all of the spins, you need kind of a swing or a jump or a push. In this case, you need a swing with the outside leg, and it starts from here and it moves around. So see, this leg is already starting to create the circle, which means it gives an impulse to my body to move around, for my hips to move around on the pole rather than just down. Okay, if the swing is going right away down, and if your arms are not very strong, you might feel that you do not have the momentum you were hoping for. Therefore, my chest is a little bit in front of the wall, as you can see. Okay, from here. See, I'm a little bit in front of the pole, I'm not behind the pole, and the distance is quite far from me because it's more comfortable for my shoulder to move more in front of the pole. Sometimes you might want to take your arms a little bit lower down, so your body is a little bit lower down. I do not suggest that for spins, okay? You want still to maintain your position and engagement, okay? And in front of the pole, I feel that my shoulder is secure. But right now, I do not feel that my pointing finger is wrapped around the pole. It's not. So basically, I'm holding with my thumb and with 3 fingers here, with 4 fingers together, because this pointing finger is not holding very strong right now. But once you will start to spin, it will wrap around and it will be there for you, okay? Just try not to ruin the position with making the pointing finger wrap around and start turning your back to the pole. You want to stay with your side to the pole, okay? From the front to your back. Once you swing the leg, broom, bra, here, okay? I'm kind of trying to maintain the high position of this leg, because you don't want to fall right away, you want to actually spin. So you're maintaining the distance with the lower arm, and this leg is actually high, high, high. My glutes are engaged here because you're swinging and trying to hold that leg high. You can bend it or extend it, whatever you please, like while you're spinning, okay? Just make sure it's not already going down. You want to hold it. I bend the leg. In my spin, it feels more natural for me to spin a little bit longer, but you can do it with a straight leg as well. You can go here if you wish, okay? Whatever you feel it's working better for you. I'm gonna change the sides, hopefully you do too. Taking the grip, as you can see, the lower arm first, then the upper arm for me as well. Start the spin, hold that leg, boom. And next thing, since your hips are moving forward and your head is kind of staying behind a little bit, you want to prolong that tiny moment there for a bit. So therefore, try to look a little bit longer at the point where you started to spin. You might not catch that point for a very long time, okay? But it makes the spin look a little bit cooler if you're trying to kind of open your neck a little bit longer here. Open it up and kind of like your hips are dragging you and your head does not want to go just yet. Something like this, yes? So, okay. Now let's try to connect the front hook with this reverse spin, okay? Taking the front hook, push your hips, full circle, land on the inside leg. Now you're gonna make a step and turn. Lower arm, push in front, twisted grip. You see how far I am from the pole. And from here, spin. Hold that leg high. Foot lands and then your body comes to your landing point. Okay, let's try to do this the other side. Front hook around, step, turn, spin. Yes, okay. The next 2 spins, fireman kick spin and the back hook spin. Fireman kick can be done with just an extended leg, especially if you're a beginner level and you cannot actually create such a power into your fireman kick. I'll provide you the variation where you can just do the fireman extended leg, okay? But first I'm going to explain the fireman kick. So here, I'm going to take both arms because I'm going to use the lower arm as a distance holder arm and the outside leg will swing. I will point my toe, and right where the toe is pointed, like boom here, you have this nice little gap here. This is where you want your pole to go. Point your toe and the pole will stick quite nicely into that position. Okay, so you're not grabbing the pole with your knees, you're keeping the knee open. It actually helps a lot to keep the knee open, also for your momentum, for the position engagement, and especially for the kick. Because it's easier to kick if this knee is open rather than it's closed. In my case, I don't know, maybe for you it could be different. But anyways, it looks just better when the knee is open rather than here. So, okay, now step with the inside leg, and I'm gonna push off from that inside leg. and swing with the outside leg and grab the pole here. Everything else, like now, it seems like just a simple fireman spin. But once you're spinning, holding the distance here, the inside leg is going to create a kick. Now you have variations. You can create more of a swing around or a kick. I'm doing the kick variation because this is how I can make my leg go higher with the help of the momentum from the kick. But if you want, you can go boom around if you wish to, okay? So now step, push off from that inside foot. If you're wearing socks, the socks will not help you with the push off, so take off your socks and try to do this without the socks, and you will feel that you can actually push off from the floor a little bit more and create more momentum to spin longer, okay? Distance is needed. Not here, here. Step, swing, push off, kick. Yes? So once I'm starting to spin, I'm boom, doing the kick. And the lower arm is helping me to push. Actually, what I'm also doing is I'm tilting my upper body back. It's a just simple trick that I'm doing to make my leg go higher. Because if I'm here, I cannot kick so good as I'm here. Tilting back a little bit. And for the audience, it looks like my leg is next to my ear, but actually I'm just tilting back and the leg goes higher. Okay, so the tilt can actually help your fireman kick look really awesome. Next thing what can help your fireman kick look really awesome, if you put your swinging leg a little bit higher. Rather than taking it low, because if this leg is low, then the kick will be low and you will land really fast. You want to spin longer, you want to kick higher. Therefore, I will create a little bit of a jump from that inside leg to make my body go a little bit higher, and this leg will swing, not here, but it will create a swing over here to grab the pole with my foot higher. Therefore, the kick will go higher and the tilt will feel easier. Okay? I think everything seems quite logical here until you're trying to actually do it. So make sure your both arms engage and you have the distance and you put the leg a little bit further away from the pole. Shift your weight forward before you actually create the push from the inside leg. So you don't want to start here. You want to shift your weight forward and plie, push. This is where the push starts. If you want to create a greater, bigger push from that inside foot, you want to go into your plie. Maybe slightly, but still it helps a lot rather than pushing off from a straight leg. If you want to create the height of your tiny jump, okay? But mostly in spins you push off from the foot and you don't need to go into plie because you're not working to get higher. But if you're thinking about getting higher, you actually have to consider moving a little bit into your plie to create a nice spring up. Okay, this is what I'm doing. And alongside, at the same time, boom, with this what I'm doing, the push off from the floor, the jump, the spring, whatever you want to call it, with the tilting front to the front, okay, as well. I'm swinging, and I know for many of my students that I see, they're focusing so much on putting the leg higher that they forget that the leg still has to do a full circle around. It has to create full range of motion to create you spin longer, okay? To help you spin longer, yes. So I know if you're focusing on 100 things, you probably may forget some of them, but try to not forget the swing. So step, shift your weight forward, full range of motion, plie, jump, kick. So I'm kind of holding that leg closer, therefore I'm spinning longer because my feet are not touching the floor. as fast as in the previous variation. You can use this if you want, or you can do the previous variation, do a fast kick. Remember, the tilting back can help you to lift your leg higher. So for those of you who are beginner level and it's really not working, the kick is not working very well, you can also do the same variation, everything what I just told you, just extend the leg. Extend it, and it will still feel and look pretty awesome, okay? If you use the push off, the swing, and here as well, you want to maintain the distance while you're spinning, because it looks better. You don't want to pull closer to the pole and create, how do you call this, and create yourself fall down onto the floor quicker, okay? Now, I hope you're doing this on your both sides, okay? And the last spin is the back hook spin, yes. So, the back hook spin, after you did the kick, if you did the kick as I was doing, you would probably land it on the swinging leg that hooked the pole, because the kicking leg was still finishing the kick, so it seemed logical to land firstly on that swinging leg. And right away, you're gonna just turn into your armpit, staying on the foot that you landed on, okay? And what I'm doing here is a simple tiny trick, but it looks pretty awesome, because usually from the back hook spin you want to end up on the floor, and I never want to end up on my knees straight away like this. So therefore, while I'm spinning, I'm opening up my leg like this to land on my butt rather than on my knees. So what I'm doing here, once I'm turning, I'm boom, opening up, letting myself move more or less into an armpit and land safely in this position where you can actually do a lot of stuff on the floor afterwards. Yes. So, very important thing about a back hook to create more momentum is what you're doing with your body while you're spinning, before you start to spin, is again here I'm shifting my weight forward. As you can see, my body moves forward, my leg moves up. With the turn, I'm working with my hips as well. And as here, see how much of a distance I have? And just letting the spin happen. You can extend the leg as well if you want while you're spinning. So the back hook problem is, especially for beginner level, that you're trying to squeeze yourself into your armpit. But very often this squeezing is actually more difficult because you lack momentum. And once you lack the movement into your spin, you kind of go down really fast and very often really heavy. You want to go down longer and lighter. Therefore, momentum can help you actually to make this spin feel easier, okay? So if you're looking from the front, I'm moving forward and maintaining the distance, and I'm pulling away from the pole a little bit here. Pull. Yes? And if you connect this with a step turn leg, you'll have a nice momentum into your back hook spin. Okay, now let's try to combine all of the spins together, starting with the first one, which was the front hook. Now we create step and turn, lower arm open, your shoulder look up, and boom, reverse. Now from here, you are already on your inside leg if you did the reverse spin as I did. And so you have to swing, shift your weight forward and push from your leg right away without a step. Remember, the other arm in your kick, fireman kick, can help you a lot, and along with the tilting. Boom. Yes. Now I landed quite closely, which is okay because I'm still with the turn, dragging myself away from the pole. And here is your back hook after your kick. Okay? So I am aware that if you land from your kick, you will land really close, but still you can push your butt away, turn and create a nice back hook spin. A little bit maybe shorter than if you would do it with a step, okay? Now let's do the same thing on your other side, okay? Left hand in charge, front hook, step, turn. Yes, right away, shift your weight forward, push, kick, land on your set leg, do not change your arms, boom, in your back hook, spin. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial of basic spins, more or less. These are basic spins, and you can play around with the order of the spins or put some of your own spins into this combination and see how that works for you. Make sure you cool down after your workouts. Probably this wasn't the whole workout for you, but after the workouts, cooling down is actually as important as warming up. And hopefully you worked on your both sides today with your both arms, tried all of the spins, at least separately, if not all together, okay? So if you enjoyed this tutorial, like, subscribe, write comments in the comment sections. You can write requests in the comment sections as well. I try to read most of the comments whenever I have the time. So thank you guys for visiting my channel today. Stay safe, train safe, okay, and see you guys next time.